Aquarius, welcome to your weekly reading for August the 29th to September the 4th. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week ahead. Keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So take the messages that do and check out your other placements because you could have messages there as well. All right, Aquarius. What is the energy around the week ahead for Aquarius? Ooh, got a whole bunch of cards coming out here for Aquarius. Okay. Let's have a look here. We've got Yang and Fork in the Road. So right away, I feel like you're needing to be really focused on making a decision this week about a direction. Where will you head next? What is the direction that you're going to choose for yourself? And I feel like this is going to involve action. You're going to have to take action towards this. It's a choice, and then you have to sort of walk through it. You know, you're going to have to take action with this choice. Be very focused and determined using your will. So this could be something that is going to be driven by that. Let's see what other cards we have here. Chop wood. So you're getting ready for this. There's conflict and chaos and yin and yang. Isn't that beautiful? I love when these two cards come out together. Card 1, card 2. And it's your masculine and feminine energy. So Aquarius, you are bringing things into balance this week. You're tapping into the masculine energy to take action and be decisive when it comes to this choice. And then you're tapping into that feminine energy to be grounded, to prepare, and to sort of, it almost feels healing. It almost feels like doing sort of a healing on yourself so that you're ready to face any chaos and conflict that comes around to bring about change. It's like you're preparing through balancing your energy. You know, it's interesting. You're preparing to make a big directional change by balancing your energies. You're going to be ready for it. And then it's almost like you're preparing for a lot of chaos and a lot of change surrounding you. You're getting ready for it. You feel it. And by bringing things into balance with this yang and this yin card, I feel like you're actually getting yourself ready within. Like you're not getting ready by, external ways. You're actually going within yourself to be balanced and grounded and also feeling like you're ready to overcome anything in your path. And I feel like this could be a very interesting week for you, Aquarius. Let's see what was on the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck is time for a nap, which is interesting because this often can signify just putting the mind at rest and trusting your instincts and not feeling like you have to overthink things to understand them, but that you can feel your way through them intuitively and through your will. You will know where you feel drawn and where you feel pulled and where you feel like you're light and where you're flowing. It's one of those sort of feelings like you're going to feel this with your other senses. I feel like this take a nap is almost suggesting like don't overthink things. Sort of try to be in the moment with whatever you're doing. Try to be within that moment. Let's jump into the tarot cards for you, Aquarius. Look at that. As I part the deck, we see the Lovers and the Sun, which is beautiful. Very optimistic, very balanced, yin-yang in balance. What's going on here, Aquarius? It's like the balance within you has been illuminated and you understand it now. And I just think it's amazing to see that on the bottom of the deck. Let's shuffle again and get started here. Let's see, what will the tarot cards show for you, Aquarius? There's that Fork in the Road, 2 of Wands in reverse. So needing to really feel like you're not taking shortcuts. There's that 8 of Pentacles, also in reverse. So this is going to be some hard work. There's a 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So You may have overcommitted to things. You may have way too much on your plate and you're sort of looking for a shortcut. You need to put that mind to rest, just like that take a nap card suggested. There's the Four of Swords. So this is like moving through things again, feeling that masculine and feminine, the wands and the pentacles, putting the mind at rest and really making choices based on where you feel that energy, right? Where do you feel like you're thriving? Where do you feel like you're being drained? Have you overcommitted and now you're having a hard time making a decision about things? You may need to sort of trim things out that don't serve you right now. We see the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So emotionally, I feel like you're really at a place where you're sort of able to be in this conflict and chaos and you're not getting triggered by it. You're staying emotionally centered. And there is something here that you may not want to see change. So within that conflict and chaos, I did feel like there would be something changing, and you might not see the benefit of that change right now. You might be trying to hang on to something. You might be trying to preserve something, and you're trying to almost create a new energy around something. But I wonder if you're being honest with yourself. Seven of Swords. 6 and 7, you might be trying to make something that it's not. And I think that you're after emotional fulfillment. You might be searching for it in the wrong place, but your goal is to feel that emotional fulfillment. And I think when you're at that fork in the road, that's your objective. Your objective is that I want to move towards emotional fulfillment. I want to clear up any sort of doubt or need to sort of take a shortcut. I'm ready to, this readiness. It almost feels like you're ready, but there's a part of you that could be still sort of hanging on to things and not realizing that that's taking a shortcut. Sometimes we have to surrender completely. We see here the Wheel of Fortune. And now the bottom of the deck is the Emperor in reverse. So that sort of makes me feel like you don't trust yourself to be in control here, or that you're trying to control something that's out of your control, which is maybe more likely here. And it's interesting because this first row really does sort of suggest that, there is sort of a recovery that needs to happen, that you almost need to recover from something. And I think you're still holding on to it. You could still be holding on to it. There may be some insecurities or fear around letting that go. You might be feeling worried about releasing something because it's part of your plan for your emotional fulfillment. And so it's interesting. I feel like there is doubt, there is insecurity, there is fear. And there's also this desire to control an outcome into a certain direction. But there's also the Wheel of Fortune sitting here, which makes me feel like everything already is destined. Everything is already cycling through a karmic lesson or a karmic situation designed to teach you something. So the chaos that you're experiencing could be the chaos of creation of a new path. It could be the chaos and the conflict that comes with a turning point. Something serendipitous could be happening to change the fates here. You might be getting something that is very emotionally fulfilling, but it might not be the thing that you're trying to hold on to. So better to just surrender to things that are sort of feeling chaotic, because this could bring about a big change for you where you actually feel a lot of emotional fulfillment and that your desires have been met. So I think the question to ask yourself this week are, what are my desires? And are there any limiting beliefs standing in the way of me sort of being on the path of those desires? It does feel like you have committed to too much when I see that Two of Pentacles in reverse. You may have overcommitted yourself to some things, and you might need to slow down, like this Four of Swords is suggesting. It's time to recover. We saw take a nap here on the bottom of the deck. So you might need to slow down here. You might be feeling this anticipation energy like we saw in Chop Wood, where you can tell things are shifting, but you can't see them yet. You're relying on your other senses almost right now. And as you do that, I think you're starting to feel a little bit insecure, but that if you can get your mind sort of to be at rest, put your mind at rest, and sort of have that equanimity where you're surrounded by feelings of conflict and chaos, and you're able to sort of ride those waves, trusting yourself, letting things go that need to go, letting things in that want to come in. It's very interesting, Aquarius. This feels like a week of sort of, let's see, I was going to say it feels like a week of surrender, but let's see what you need to surrender or surrender to in order to help yourself go with the flow a bit this week. Let's see here. For Aquarius, surrender or surrender to. Okay. All right, so 2 cards for you, Aquarius. We see surrender to effortlessness. So this is that idea of take a nap. Four of Swords, put your mind at rest. It says here, stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. Exactly. I feel like there is something that you're trying to overly control here that's not within your control. So go with the flow is the message for you this week. Go with the flow and surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard through the universe, and answers and support will arrive. So this is an interesting week for you, Aquarius. Bottom of the deck is surrender frustration. Surrender frustration. Frustration does not open doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so that you can approach the situation more calmly, just like that King of Cups sitting there. So this is an interesting time of really needing to sort of stop trying to control things, stop pushing so hard, go with the flow, say your prayers, really sort of communicate and correspond with the universe about what it is that you're praying from your heart for, and if it's answers, if there's support that you need. I feel like ultimately you will be at a fork in the road with a decision soon, but that surrendering your frustrations now and realizing that not everything is in your control is going to help you go with the flow this week, Aquarius. Wow, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope it's been helpful. I'm looking forward to reading for you again very soon. Sending you so much love and light, my friends. Take care.